guys, so I wanted to bring you another tutorial. Unfortunately, it's all nice and neat behind me. I have to move in a few weeks, so I'm not exactly sure what this is going to look like as far as organization to do this tutorial for you later. So I thought, well, I have it set up nice and pretty. Let's go ahead and do it now. One, before I start into another mess of a chaos, which is known as making a cosplay, and two, before I move and it becomes destroyed, let me show you a little bit about how I store things so that way you guys can kind of get a grasp of it, I guess is a great way to say it. So this is just supplies. So this isn't any of your cosplay accessories. This is not fabric. This is not paints. This is not Warbler. It's nothing like that per se. There are some paints, but not a lot. Basically, this is just to store all the little fiddly bits that go into actually making your costume. So this includes zippers, this includes rivets, anything you can think of, belt buckles, D-hooks, anyway, any of that such, because you need to have these accessible at all times. So when you do cosplay or when you come up with the idea, you instantly want to start on it. And if you're obsessive compulsive like me, it doesn't matter if you want to start at 3 o'clock in the morning when you gotta be at work for 6 a.m. you still want to do it. So to make your life less stressful, basically, here's what you do. Make it easily available all the time so you know exactly where it's at. And if anyone else in your house ever needs to access anything or grab you something, if you're photo shooting, whatever, they can get to it as well. So I've kind of created this little system using bookshelves that I was going to throw away because the back pieces are completely nailed in, jacked up, ripped, broke, or whatever. So these things, which have been with me for years, I was going to throw away. I thought, okay, use them on this wall, which is better than making holes in the wall. It's just some cheap bookcases I got there, $20. Got them 5 years ago. They've been here a while. See, these days they're not very flattering in here. The shelves are kind of going, piece. Well, they're particle board. Go figure. So here's what I did. So this is 10 years of collecting stuff, and I realize your collections are not going to be that large. If they are, let's design something. Other than that, this kind of gives you a feedback of a vast array of things you can do. First of all, you'll notice scrapbooking boxes. I'm obsessed with Roy G. Biv, so that's actually how you're supposed to organize colors. Yeah, that's what you get for working in retail management for so many years. You want to do everything rainbow colored. And what I usually break it down. So this is technically and everything has labels. You'll notice that. Get a label maker. It'll make your life so much better. From labeling your costume accessories to labeling your drawers of where your stuff is, to labeling even your own costumes that are hung up. These are amazing to use. Basically, scrapbook, fabric paint, puff paints. This is anything that's going to be like a puff paint that you're going to want to use, that people use on t-shirts, anything else that you're going to create that effect. Sometimes you use puff paint to kind of go over where it looked like it would be rivets or whatever. You can use it off that. This is also for my fitness girls. These are foam sheets. So these are your 8x10 little foam sheets that you get at Michael's. Parachute clips. If you're doing anything with armor or anything that involves that, you're going to want parachute clips. So there's a vast array of sizes in there. Feathers, fur trims, different patterns. So these are all of the patterns that I've made. Obviously this one needs to expand out to 2. But for the sake of time being, it's in 1. Foam shapes. So for you guys on Patreon, when I send you little foam shapes of all the cool stuff for the holidays, that's in those guys. These are just some accessories that I have on here. Obviously, Carbations were little cool design flowered things, and just kind of other some random things as far as connectors, seed beads, fall leaves. So you'll see these guys kind of in the drawers here. Guest badges, cards, card supplies, so thank you cards, all that stuff that's in here. Rhinestones, so these are bulk, cheap rhinestones that you can get for $20. Regular connectors, so for me, because I do a lot of theme wear for fitness and figures, competitive girls, this is where I just keep the regular connectors. And stuff when I have the Etsy store, which is just now kind of basically for the competitors, is there. So that kind of ends that. We're kind of working our way out in addition, you'll see below here, this is where this little beautiful, lovely case is actually where I keep my Swarovski crystals. So these guys are in their own little compartment, and I do have additional ones, but for the sake of them being out, I keep them in these little containers that are in here. Again, Roy G. Biv. This is amazing. They're all accessible, and they all say the sizes on them as well. So I do everything by here, so that way if a girl was coming in and wanted a consultation, I could just pull out and show her the sizes, and it's freaking bomb.com. In addition, down here you also see this is where I keep the glue sticks, and excess just kind of rhinestones that can't go in here is kind of in there. Working our way in on this shelf a little bit, this is the jump rings, D-rings. So if you're going to attach a parachute cord with any nylon or anything else, you're going to want these. On the inside of kind of dark talon where I had the straps, that is actually where you will, I got these little jump rings and stuff. So you'll need that, earring backs, lobster hooks, anything that involve that sort of stuff. Underneath of it, loose glitter, kind of keeping that in there. Basic crystals, it does say basic on it because it is basic. So everything that is one kind of like odd sizes or odd shapes or whatever is in here is down in here. Office supplies, gem tack, which is my go-to glue when I do crystals, hole punches, any of that stuff. Again, zippers, chalk markers, watercolored pencils, art supplies, X-Acto knives, sculpting tools. So this is anytime that you do anything with clay or sculpting, all my tools are in here. Super easy. Going back on this shelf, you'll see this is kind of where I keep my big kits. So these are the big packs that I have of acrylic paint. So this is a little higher end quality than what I would normally get in the little 89-cent things. That's why these guys are on this side of the design room and not the other side with the other stuff. Paintbrushes literally are in little glass faces with little acrylic cheap beads that you can get over in the floral section. Super cool. Growing up, my grandma used to use alphabets pasta. So every time that she would paint with an acrylic or whatever, she'd use a little alphabet. So I would check out the alphabet, and she'd leave them staying there for probably like a couple years. And I'm not gonna lie, I probably had quite a few handfuls of 3-year-old dried alphabet pasta. I'm such a vegetable. Oh boy. Anyway, so you'll see that in the bigger pieces. Obviously, these are going to be the brushes I use kind of the most often on the roughest projects. Will be down here. These are all the markers that I had. Sketch pencils, anything of the such I did, my charcoals and stuff. This is again more liquid ink stuff, so this is for exclusively for wig dyeing. And then going down is the canvases, more of the ink stuff, or the really good acrylics, and the container and base that I actually use on canvases for paintings, like the chocobo that I did, and kind of all my art coloring books, drawing pads, that sort of thing. On the middle shelf, you guys, this is actually kind of how you want to separate it down. Oddly enough, this really helps. Velcro. Anytime you get a Velcro pack, put a Velcro in here. You're going to want to know where that is all the time. Velcro comes in handy, let me tell you. Ball weights. I love this because if you're doing anything with material, this actually helps weighs it down flat. So whether you're doing it on the table or whatever, these things are pretty weighted. They're pretty expensive. It's like $13 at Michael's for a pack of 4. Use coupons. Michael's does, no, at Joann's, I'm sorry. And Joann's will take Michael's and other computer coupons. Go on that one. Big box of Velcro, so this is industrial. So for the stuff like when I did for Emma, this will hang up, power tools. This is for the big guns, okay? Oogly eyes, they get their own drawer. Different safety pins. Assorted tape, so this will be the floral tape, black tape, electrical tape, anything else that you can probably think of that might involve LEDs, wirings, anything. A few kind of miscellaneous stuff where it's not really one to stick in its own drawer, like some freehand acrylic paints and stuff. 550 cord comes in handy. Plastic cords, these are just the teeny tiny parachute cords before I actually got the really big one. So these are different colors. Beading wire, so my Autumn Ivy, all that beading wire, the handcrafting jewelry, that all was from here. Fabric accessories, all your cutters, your tools, your extra blades, everything else. Cut covers. I love this one. This is my mom's word for 2017. It is cunt cover. So anytime that I make a bikini or whatever, inside of the lining is usually an additional square. So my mom has dubbed this cunt covers. So this will go down in history. I love it. And you think, oh, I've got a bad mouth. My mom's worth, and I love her for it. I think this is all kind of stuff for the fitness thing. Micro LEDs, measuring tapes, micro bags. Anytime you open a seed bead bag or anything of the such, you got all these beads and mess and everything. So having little bags, little teeny tiny little micro bags, these are God. These are like not even $1 for like a pack of 100. You guys want to get that. So there's 2 different ones. There's ones like this that are self-sealing, and then you can get those zipper pouches. So freaking rad. Save yourself some stress. I promise you. For girls, clear straps. Anytime you need bra straps and anything of stuff, strapless, additional straps, whatever. Gotta know where this is. This actually paid in handy. Hygienic liners, goes with their stuff. Fine Sharpies, in case I'm signing on your guys' prints, anything else like that. Seam rippers, God knows I need seam rippers. And all my sewing machine parts are in here. Post-its, super glues, patches, all that kind of stuff is in here, in addition to all the stuff I use for filming, stickers I send on your guys' stuff, and kind of all the markers that I'll take to a show. Other than that, it's my little section here of collectible stuff. So this is when I went to La Push, baby, in Washington with Heather, Cosplay L, and a couple other little things that I like to keep up here, my owls and stuff. So this is kind of the little central of all the little fiddly bits that you will need when you're making costumes. So if it's oogly eyes, if it's markers, this is all the stuff that I touch daily, minus like scissors, which are in a holder over here. But this, having a centralized location, if you access to be able to do this, whether it's a garage, a closet, obviously you're not gonna put a bookshelf in there, but whatever it is as such, this is extremely helpful. And I literally touch these shelves at least a minimal of 10 times a day when I'm actually in here working. So it really, really pays off. So again, you guys can find the scrapbook containers. Michael's, everyone, craft stores usually has them super cheap. Watch the sales. You guys can get them for $1 to $2. Amazon also has them as well. I get mine from Costco, so I get the color coordinated because I'm obsessed with color. In addition to that, you guys can get these bins. See these bins? So they're in a stack of 5. Some are in a stack of 3. You can get them at Walmart, and they're usually $4 to $5. So anything that you're going to be touching all the time, this is super cool. Put up on your shelf, put it up anywhere you need to go. That stuff is handy. Obviously, the larger ones are going to be a little bit more, but it's completely paid off. If you work with a lot of crystals, I mean, the Vosses are like 70 cents. But if you work with a lot of high-end elaborate crystals such as Swarovski, you're gonna want this a little bit nicer of a storage container for it. So this guy's about $80 on Amazon, and then obviously you gotta pay for the little pods in the tray. So altogether it's about $100 to protect this. And considering how much money is sitting in this thing, it's worth more than anything else on this shelf together combined. So it gets a nice little elaborate box. In addition to that, these guys are super cheap. You guys can get these anywhere. These are literally just craft mates pulled together. It comes out. So if you're doing beads, buttons, anything, super handy dandy. And that is pretty much it. A lot of the stuff that you guys see, super cheap to get, super accessible, badoof, and super cool. So hopefully you guys can see this is the stuff I touch every day. Hopefully this kind of inspires you, gives you some inspiration on how you kind of want to store your stuff, and it's all budget friendly. So you, well, minus the crystals, but you guys can kind of get some ideas, and hopefully it helps. So if you guys have any other questions, just let me know and I'll get a tutorial done for you guys. So I'll still cover fabric and paints and all your costume accessory storage as well, but I wanted to show you this little roundabout for now. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.